Hello everyone and welcome to another Directions Magazine webinar. Today our sponsor is Pitney Bowes Business Insight and the focus is geocoding when better accuracy means saving money. And hi, my name's Hillary and I'll be your moderator for today's webinar, and I'd like to thank you for joining us today. Now before we move away from this slide, I'd like to point out some of our upcoming webinars. On Thursday, November 10th, you can join us for Del Taco uses advanced spatial analytics for successful retail marketing. And on Tuesday, November 15th, we'll present Access ArcGIS for Android. And you can also attend Teaching the GIS Teacher, aligning your curriculum to industry standards on Wednesday, November 16th. And you can sign up for any of these upcoming webinars by visiting the URL that's shown at the bottom. And as you can see, we have a large and global group of people who've registered for today's webinar. Over 400 people from all over the world have registered. And regardless of your industry affiliation, we're confident that today's session will have something of value for you. So thanks again for joining us. We're going to honor your time by finishing within the hour. Now this is an interactive program and we encourage your questions. So please note that in the control panel, there's a section called Questions. And all you have to do is click the plus sign. So that becomes a minus sign, and you can type in your questions at any time, and we'll go over them during the Q&A session that's towards the end of the webinar. And whatever questions we do not field during the allotted time, we will be sure to answer after the webinar by email, so do not hesitate to submit any and all of your questions. And if you have any technical difficulties, you can use that same interface to send us a message. And during today's webinar, we're also going to participate in a few poll questions, and we'll share the results with you, so we appreciate your response and participation in that. And now, before I go any further, the number one question we get during the webinar is whether it will be available to view later, and the answer is yes. The webinar is being recorded, and all registrants will receive an email with instructions on how to access it on demand. And we'll get that email out to you as quickly as possible, probably within 24 hours. You can also tweet us at DirectionsMag and include hashtag DirectionsMag. And finally, you'll have the opportunity to participate in a 5-question survey as you leave the webinar. And we appreciate your participation in this. Well, with that said, let's get started with our first poll question. We're wondering, let me just launch that for everybody.